Hey everyone, thank you for stopping by Living To Do's review of Power Book 2 Ghost, Season 3, Episode 2, called Need versus Greed. Before I get started with this review, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and I thank you in advance. So we're going to get started with the first scene, and the first scene was Lauren waking up in the hospital. This is the scene where she had been saved when Effie hit her and knocked her out and put her in a car, and she pushed off into a lake for her to drown. But apparently a guy saw that there was a car sinking in the lake. He was out there walking his dog. So he called the cops, and first responders got there, got her out. I don't even know how they had that much time to get her out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it seemed as if Effie knocked her out, pushed her in there, and seconds after, some guy and his dog walk up and see what's going on.
Yeah, but if she's sinking in the car, she's drowning, it takes a matter of minutes.
So that means that dude must have went over that hill as soon as Effie left.
Not only that, but they're in the mountains somewhere, and you got the ambulance to get there in time to save her.
Yeah.
This whole episode was fast-paced, though it was better than the first episode, but it was very fast-paced, and they're just throwing things in there and just trying to make us believe anything. They definitely need better writers this season.
I agree. A little bit rushed.
So that would just kind of show us what happened right after the accident. Now we go to present day, and Effie is staying at like a safe house when the DA Jenny comes in.
It's Lauren at the safe house.
Yeah, did I say Effie? Okay, yeah, Lauren at the safe house. And Lauren is upset because she wants to go home. She wants to know how long she has to pretend like she's dead. The DA is trying to keep her safe and to pin a case, to build a case. And she doesn't understand because she knows who did this to her. And she told the DA that it was Effie. And they're not acting on it because they have no proof. The proof is this girl's eyewitness. Mm-hmm. I know who hurt me. You go after her, but I guess they're trying to do a setup.
RICO.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff.
Build a RICO case against them.
And if they were to just go after Effie, it wouldn't be worth it because...
I guess so. They're looking at the bigger picture. Mm-hmm. So the gang, which is Braden, Kane, Tyreek, and Effie, they're in the warehouse because they're going to be selling all the drugs that Mecca had. And Noma's people are in there. And Noma's people are not really working well with the group because he says if they mess up, he can't wait to kill them.
Tariq first.
Yeah. So what's going on after that? We see Tate. And Tate is going to hook up Tyreek with an internship. And this is going to help him stay in the college somehow, some way, right?
Get his credits up and improve on his image around there.
Yeah. So that's where Tyreek is supposed to be working during his school year. The next scene we see Effie. She's selling drugs, she tells us, to pay off her student loans. So I don't understand. You're making a gang of money. How much is the student loan?
Really? How long you been moving this stuff and you still got this?
You don't have enough money?
After how many bricks by now?
Really?
We counting these bricks?
So the next scene was the Sachs talking to the DA. He wants her. He's asking for the Theo Rollins redacted file, and it's going to take a little longer than usual. I don't know why. Oh, I know why. She said it was going to alert somebody. It's going to raise a red flag, and that is Davis's brother's file. He's trying to work on getting his brother out of prison, but I don't think did he ever tell Sachs that's his brother?
I don't believe so. He just refers to him as Rollins.
Okay. He doesn't. They don't make the connection, so maybe they're half brothers. All right. So next we see Kiki. Kiki works in the Weston office with Braden, and she's talking to a bunch of her white coworkers, and I guess she's trying to scold one. Was he sleeping at his desk?
Yeah, he was taking a nap and she smacked him with a piece of paper.
Yeah, and then he called her Amorosa. And I don't know if you know who that is. She used to work with Trump. She used to be a reality star. And a lot of people don't like her anyway. But, so, what happens with that is she talks to Braden, and she's talking about those coworkers, how they're just these trust fund babies making all this money. She's doing all the real work. And she knows they're racist. And then Braden, I guess he wants to do something for her, so he sets the guys up. He has one of the guys, that one of the kind of make America great kind of person. He puts a tiki torch in his desk drawer and something else.
Some type of shirt, I think.
Or maybe something with the logo on it.
Something.
And so somebody finds out that it's in the drawer. And Braden's dad is down there. And he, there's a whole bunch of people surrounding them. And he tells them what they found, that they do not permit that type of behavior at their business, and that particular guy, he was fired. He had to go right then and there, and he didn't understand why that was happening, and he was being walked out in front of all his colleagues, which is all embarrassing, right past Kiki and Braden. And Kiki asked Braden, "Did you have something to do with that?" And Braden took all the credit because he did. And that turned Kiki on. So Kiki dragged Braden up to another floor in the office building where she started to make out with them. I'm like, Kiki, that is so not classy. Not classy. First of all, you're at work. You don't even know this guy that well. And you drag him to another floor to seduce him, or I just thought that makes her look so, no class. I don't like that look at who's writing this.
Not really her character.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. Okay, so Tate is talking to the campaign, or who's that guy, Steve? I think he's a campaign manager, because he's telling him that Tate is running for office, and Steve is there to tell him that the campaign, that his polls are down.
But he's glad to see he's not spending his money on his office space.
Right, because that was just a jab at him, like it's a small office. And he's telling him that things will turn around because he has a new intern that's going to, I don't know how an intern was going to make a difference for him, but the intern is Tyreek. And Tyreek was falsely accused of a crime. I think he was going to use that narrative to push some type of, put it in campaign as, the good people fighting the good fight. And you have this kid that was wrongfully accused on that platform. That was the word, that type of platform. and that was going to raise awareness and interest in his campaign. I'm telling you, the pace of this show is a little too fast for me. What else happened
What
after?
are they trying to do for the end of the season? I wonder, for them to be moving the season along so fast at such a quick pace.
What's going to happen? In Tate's office, he actually doesn't let Tyreek be an intern. Tyreek sees that the job has been given to light-skinned Keisha. And then we find out that Braden set this all up. He paid off Tate not to let Tyreek work there, so Tyreek can work with his family at the family business, Weston. So it was all Braden. It's all Braden's behind all of this. Mastermind Braden.
Braden has the brains this season.
Apparently.
He was a bit of a dummy before, but he's getting a little smarter, huh?
Mm-hmm. So now we have Lorenzo and Kane. And Lorenzo refuses to work with Kane because he doesn't want to have anything to do with Mecca. And also, Lorenzo and Kane got into it a little bit because Lorenzo knows that Kane wanted to kill him. He says, I didn't forget that. So they had words about that, of course.
I don't remember Kane necessarily wanting to kill him. I just remember him and Mecca wanting to get him out of the business because he was an obstacle in their way.
But did Kane say, or did Mecca ever tell Kane, was he man enough to kill his dad or something like that? Was there some type of conversation like that last season?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I remember Lorenzo said, oh, you were trying to take me out, blah, 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 but it wasn't in a kill takeout type of way. Get out of the way.
Get out of the way. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we also see that Drew and Everett, they're together, and Everett is going to have a signing party, and he wants Drew to come. Now, Drew is hesitant because his family doesn't really want him with Everett. They are not too fond of the gay relationship. So he doesn't really, I'm sure, don't want him out in public where there's going to be cameras and things. Did he get signed to, he said OKC.
Oklahoma City Thunder.
So he's going to the pros?
I believe so, because Zeke was going to leave last season.
Okay.
And go pro.
Okay.
So that way Monet and everyone can get out of the business, but, R.I.P. Zeke. Greek freak look-alike.
After that, we have Evelyn. She was a lady from last season, and her husband Frank was killed. I think Monet had something to do with that, right?
Yeah, and then she gave her some money. That was that guy that it was one of her connects, and she took him out or something.
Yeah, something like that. And then she acted like she had nothing to do with it. This girl Evelyn doesn't even know that Monet is the killer, and she's coming over there because she has some food she's given Monet because she's grieving the loss of her son. And she's also there to give her a wad of cash. And it was funny how she's handing Monet money, and Monet sits back in her chair and won't even accept the money, take the money from her hand.
It's very Monet-ish.
Yeah, very Monet-ish.
Not surprised.
Oh, ghetto attitude, just hard.
Not trying to be nice to any human.
Nobody
on earth.
That girl needs to unpack all that hurt. It just weighs on her.
Yeah.
And the lady also gives her some information. She said, this cop has been asking about you. Asking questions about Frank, is what she said. And she told her the cop was Whitman.
What's Whitman up to, huh?
What is Whitman up to? That's how we introduce Whitman into more of the storyline. Okay. So, we have Effie, Braden, and Tyreek. They're in the dorm room. He is telling him how with Tate, he lost his internship. And so Braden is telling him, oh, there's an internship at Weston. Come over and
work. Out of nowhere.
He's like, your dad doesn't like me. They're not going to give me a job. So Tyreek leaves the room after this brief conversation. So left in the room is Braden and Effie.
Yes.
And Braden wants to tell Tyreek about Lauren.
And him and Effie killed her.
Had her killed. And she's like, who wants to tell? Braden wants to tell
Braden wants to tell Tyreek because he feels like it's not right. And then Effie said, we're going to grave with that.
No, yeah.
We're doing that.
We're going, because it's going to make, you think he's going to forgive you just because you told him the truth? Not at all. Not at all. So, when Lorenzo and Kane were talking, Monet told them to go find Mecca's killer. That's what they should be doing. So Lorenzo asked Kane to find the killer. And I think he gave him some information on who it would be.
He gave him a lead, I guess you could say, as the cops would say.
Okay.
A hint to who it could be. Which is funny, because if he knew that information, why wasn't he doing it?
Right.
Because that's what Monet was concerned about. That's what his task was.
You're right.
For how many months now?
I wonder how long it's been. So Kane has these two security guards. I guess they worked in Mecca's building, and they have them tied up, their hands behind their back in a chair, and he has a blowtorch, and he's asking them questions, and he's not getting the answer that he wants from them. So he takes the blowtorch. There's two security guards, one's black and one's white. The white one, he's burning his hands with the blowtorch, and he wants to know information. They say they don't know anything. But when that blowtorch got in his hand, he says, all I saw was a bald-headed man with a broken
jacket, black or dark jacket,
with a big collar and a busted taillight. And funny, you've got a lot of detail when that blowtorch was on your hand. And then the black guy, did he give any information?
He's the one that said the taillight. The other guy.
Oh, okay. He gave some information, and he took the blowtorch to the side of his head. Ugh.
Yeah.
Kane is so yuck. So we see Braden and Tyreek, and they're walking to work at Weston. And as they're walking in, Braden's father's at the top of the stairs yelling, Braden, get up here, family meeting. They go into a conference room, and the father is yelling at Braden for bringing Tyreek into the business. And he goes, this is not a good look. Why did you bring that guy in here? And Braden defends him. He didn't do anything. It was me that did the course correct. He's getting punished for something he didn't even do. That's racist. And you just fired that guy the other day for being racist. And then Braden's uncle, Braden's father's brother, says, that's right, you shouldn't be acting this way. And then what we found out is that Braden got the internship approved by his uncle, not his brother, or not his dad. Because, his uncle's a little shisty. And let's see, after that, what happened? What happened was Braden leaves the. Oh no, it was the dad storms out of the office, and outside of the office was
Tariq. They're
Tyreek.
talking about me right there.
He's talking outside. He's sitting there on his phone texting. He was texting
Effie.
Effie.
Texting Effie, and he said, "About to be over before it starts."
He's very calm. He's very calm. And then we see Effie getting the text, and she was cutting up bags of drugs.
She getting ready to hit the schools.
Yeah, all the bags of drugs had, each bag had a different college,
Line, yeah,
a different college.
And other stuff.
I think Harvard was one. Was it Harvard?
The one I remember was Stansfield.
Okay.
I know there's some other stuff written on there.
So now we have Diana, and she's sitting in class with Effie, and Effie, and I guess she needs some books. I don't know why she doesn't have books. She's asking about books, and Effie's noticing how she has Balenciaga boots, but no books. And
that was the TA.
That was a TA.
Yeah, she was.
Oh, that's right. So the TA
for the books.
Yeah.
He was like, "How you got all this designer and no books?"
Yeah, that's right. It was the TA that was saying it. The Balenciaga boots and no books.
Balenciaga jumpsuit, everything.
And he was going to hook her up with a job. And I guess Effie had told her, she was talking to Effie at one point in class.
And they were talking about books and something else.
And she was saying you can get those books from the TA. So she was the one that let her know where to go for those books. And Diana did meet up with that TA, right?
She did.
What was he talking? Oh, he got her a job at the like a bookstore, the student store there. That was going to help with money because she didn't have the books. He just going to help her out. And so she's got a job there, and she's working out of her little job. And who should come into the student store? Effie and Tyreek. And Effie has her arm around Tyreek. And they walk in. They didn't notice Diane. She split. She noticed them, and she split. She had no idea that they were seeing each other, but they weren't keeping it a secret.
Not at all.
So she must still have feelings for Tyreek. It was very interesting. We also had a scene where Monet was driving down the street and she gets pulled over by the cops. And the cop was Whitman. And he's trying to pin a murder on her. Was it the Carrie murder?
Yeah.
He told her there was traffic cam photos. And he's making a connection that there's a special relationship with him and what was the guy's name? Martinez.
Between Monet and Officer Ramirez. Yeah.
Ramirez is his name. Huh. And she has words with him like, you have nothing on me because if you did, you would have arrested me by now. And he's just harassing her. And so when he walks away from her, he breaks her rear view mirror on her car. So Monet, she calls her attorney, which is Davis, to let him know what just happened to her and have someone look into it. Davis gets off the phone and he asked Sachs
to ask
the
his
DA
girlfriend what's going on with this Whitman guy.
Yeah.
Running around breaking all this. stuff harassing someone that has a case.
Right, right.
And it could affect that case.
So Sax calls Jenny, and he's gonna have her look into it. Oh, he wants to also know who was watching Mecca's house when they were on surveillance. He asked her for that.
But we know who it is.
Right, right, right. So back at the Whitman place, Braden, he's at work, and he sends a message to Kiki. He told her to have Tyreek set up the conference room. So Kiki tells Tyreek to go set up the people in the conference room, or go to the conference room. Tyreek goes in there, and he sees all his coworkers, I guess, are doing drugs.
And white people deep in that white.
Oh my God. So that's another thing that Braden did. He didn't directly tell Tyreek. He roundabout had Kiki do it. And right after that, they go to the strip club where all the coworkers are doing drugs, and they're all dancing, and they're getting the drugs at work. They're getting the drugs by the trainer guy named Nick. He's the trainer for the company, so he's in the gym trying to work out the employees, and how they pass the drugs along is through their powdered shakes. Is that what it is? Protein powder. Instead of protein powder, it's, the cocaine.
The coco.
So what they're going to do is Braden and Tyreek are going to start distributing their drugs to Wall Street, because people are just out there. It's as long as they get the work done, nobody says anything, and these people, all they do is party, which is so sad. They got all these blue-collar people working hard for nothing and barely making ends meet, and you got these people that they got their paid degrees from college. They got a padded job that they're not even qualified for. They just party all the time and talk down to anybody else. That's just a side note.
Shows a lot of character.
Yeah. So we have Drew. He gets beat up out in the street. He was on his way to the signing for his boyfriend Everett. What's his name? Everett. And he gets beat up, dragged into the alley, spit on, and he has spray paint on his. They spray paint his back and beat him up. And so he makes it home, and his mother's cleaning them up, and his brother and his dad's there. They don't even look all that concerned. And
look, once they cut to the scene of Drew at home, it looks so suspicious, like Lorenzo just did all that. But we don't know.
Yeah. So what happened? So Lorenzo told
Kane and Lorenzo were having a conversation,
mm-hmm.
and then Kane was saying how you're ridiculous, Drew can't do this, this isn't for him, and then he was saying all that Everett stuff about how, and with last season when Lorenzo came back from jail, how he wanted Drew to do all this stuff, and he was distracted by this Everett dude, and it needed to stop, and Kane was saying how it didn't stop, and then the same day, Drew gets jumped, or he gets beat up, and someone sprays paint something on him that has something to do with Everett, probably, or something. Just a little, coincidental.
Huh. That was interesting. Okay. So we have in another scene, Jenny. That's the DA, and she's talking to Detective Blanco Rodriguez,
DEA.
the DEA, and she's telling him. They're talking. She says there won't be a RICO case. There's a lot of loose ends. She doesn't understand the connection. The DA doesn't understand there is a connection. Or what's his name? The special agent Ramirez was involved, but she doesn't know how. And these drugs, they don't think the DA is trying to build a case against Tyreek, but they don't think a 19-year-old can, hold down all this drug organization and run it. They don't have anything on Tyreek. And as the ladies are talking, Whitman comes in. First of all, the DA had told him to stay away from the case. And he comes in and he goes, I can add information to the case. He says there is a connection with Ramirez and Monet. He says he thinks that Monet was sleeping with Ramirez. And then they're like, oh, we can build a RICO case with this information. And they can get this task force together, the federal and local agencies, get their involvement in this. They see the connection now. They see how they can build a case with this information. So she's like, I guess she's going to let him stay, Whitman, connected to it since he provided the connection between
it looks
the
like
parties.
That's what's going to happen, but it's a little funny how in the last episode she was very stern on how she didn't want him anywhere near the case, and now he's just back on. You remember that? He was like talking about Lauren or something, and she was like, or no, she wasn't talking about. She was like, "Oh, Lauren's dead," blah blah blah, and he said something about Carrie, and then she was like, "You're out of here, get off this case" or something.
That was last week?
I'm pretty sure it was last week.
Yeah, okay.
And then they cut to Lauren to end that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
So now we have Kane. He's caught up with the guy that beat up Drew. And he's beating him up. And he beats him up and he goes into his pockets and he finds a chain. But he didn't kill him.
Immediately.
Did he kill him later?
Did he kill him?
He didn't kill him. Oh no, not him. They did.
I remember the 3 people left some building. Kane's behind the door. He pops 2 of them. Then he's talking to the dude. Then he beats him up, takes a chain. Oh wait, I think he did leave him alive. Yeah.
I think he left him alive.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing anything after that.
But that chain, that was.
I know what. He kept him alive. Then they took him to the bar. Kane took the dude to the bar where he met Lorenzo and Monet.
Oh yeah, that's why he kept him alive. He kept him alive so he could bring him back to his mother. And when they told the mother who he was, that he was the one to kill Zeke.
Kane brought back this guy to bring to Monet because he needed Lorenzo to trust him.
Right.
So then he brings the dude back. Then he gets his trust from Lorenzo and respect from Monet. Boom, dude's dead. They're cleaning it up.
No, wait. But he said he told them that this is the guy that killed Zeke.
Oh, yeah. And then he said, nah, I was out of the country. And then Lorenzo said, this dude's just going to lie.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what he says. And then Monet kills him.
And Monet, she just, split second, boom, 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 just shoots them all up.
Clean them up.
Clean them up.
And her place of business.
And now, so I guess she was told that we found your son's killer. I wonder what did Lorenzo say to Kane to make him?
They were
Oh,
putting the body in the trunk.
did he thought he was I did Kane think that he was the guy that uh killed Zeke because of the bald head?
No, Lorenzo and Kane were putting the guy that beat up Drew in the trunk because he's dead. Monet said clean him up. They cleaned him up, wrapped him up, put him in the trunk. They're closing the trunk. Kane says, "Oh, you got the taillight fixed." Lorenzo's like, "You good, Kane? What's going on, man?" And then Kane's like, he explains the whole thing, yada yada yada, this, and that. And he says, "Oh, you did it." And then I'm gonna go tell Monet.
Yeah, he goes, "I own you."
Yeah, that was a big scene.
That was a big scene. Did we miss something in here? That was everything? Oh no. Okay, so Drew, he catches up with Everett because he had missed the signing. And Everett he breaks up with him. He goes, "I've had it. You and your family, you weren't there for me on my biggest night. We're broken up. It's over." And he's trying to reason with him. Drew's trying to reason with Everett. He's not having it. Drew walks away steaming mad. He gets a text from Tyreek. "We need your help. Something, business will go downtown."
He's not answering, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so he comes down. I guess he gets the word what he needs to do.
He's clearly on demon time.
He is. He doesn't look like his nice demeanor self.
Running to Everett.
He has evil all over him right now. And he is told that he wants him to, I guess, kill this guy. The guy is Nick. Nick was the guy selling the drugs at Weston. So they want to kill him, take him out, to get his corner, in a way of speaking.
Yeah.
So
different type of corner.
Nick is leaving Weston, the business. He's walking down the street. Just love how this New York business, and there's only two people walking down the street. But he's walking down the street, and Drew's following him. And then this guy gets to the corner where he stops. Drew's standing behind him a distance.
And I'm thinking, hold up. There's a bunch of witnesses.
Well, at this time, yeah, I know. It was dark. You're right. Because there was,
And
totally nobody.
You see the camera cutting to this person, this person, this person,
First,
this person.
there's nobody on the street, and all of a sudden, Drew walks past this guy or something. And there was a lady or somebody there also.
Yeah,
it's dark.
The lady's walking towards the guy and Drew.
Yeah.
And then Drew puts his phone up.
So when he does, the guy's waiting at the corner, and this big old Mack truck is coming. So as it's approaching, Drew pushes him under the truck, and the truck runs over him. Oh,
the guy in the truck doesn't even notice. He's just driving.
And then you hear that people screaming, "Oh! Oh!"
Wait, where did all these people just appear from? What happened? You see a bunch of people on the street, then you see Drew and this dude and the bus driver, then you see nobody. The dude gets ran over, and there's 20 people right there. What happened?
And so after that, we have Sax, and he's going into Davis's office. Because does he know about the connection? Oh, no, he doesn't know about the connection.
No, he doesn't. At the time, he sneaks in. And he's playing with a burner, and he calls this number.
Yes.
And he must think something about this number, blah, blah, blah. Happens to be Monet.
Did he see him put it in the desk? That's why he knew it was there?
I think so.
Okay, so after hours, he goes into Davis's office, goes into his desk drawer and gets a flip phone, pulls it open, dials in numbers. No code to open this phone?
Oh, yeah, there was just no code and one phone number, huh?
And so he dials the number, and then Monet answers, and she says his name. Like, something, Davis, did you get something for me or whatever? So
I think she said, I already got all the stuff I need about Drew, or about Zeke.
About Zeke, yeah. And so Sax hears that's Monet's voice, and he hears the connection. This is Davis's phone to Monet, and he hangs up. Of course, he don't say nothing and puts it back.
I feel like what Sax is gonna do with this information has nothing to do with Zeke. I feel like this has something to do with Drew killing that guy with the Westons, and it's gonna come back, and they're gonna figure out some way to link the body that Drew got from pushing that guy in front of that truck and make some connection from that. I don't even think it's gonna be about Zeke, really. He's gonna make it. They're gonna make it seem like it's about Zeke, but they don't really know what's going on.
So the one. We'll see. You never know where this story
with this writing
we could go anywhere. They could go to Mars. This just was different. So one of the last scenes we see the people that work for Weston in the gym in their lockers. After their workout, they go to their lockers and they open it up, and it's a business card called Weightlifts.
Something
MS.
Something. Yeah.
Something like that. And they're like, what?
And this is right after the trainer dude mysteriously gets ran over.
Yeah, you think probably the same night.
The same night he just left.
He just left. I know, that's why I'm confused. What? We already got a supplier. We got to connect. But so that, I guess that's their new business name. That's how they introduce it to us. And that was pretty much the end of the episode. I liked it better than last week's. Does it make it just moving too fast?
Yeah.
Moving too fast. But I liked it.
A lot better than the previous episodes. I think it's going to be a very action-packed series. As you can see with this episode, a lot's going on. So we're just going to have to sit tight and see what happens next week.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's it for now. Thank you for staying with us to the end. Please like a like and subscribe to the channel. We would really appreciate it, and we thank you in advance. But we got to go, cuz
we got living to do.
Bye.